On the docket tonight, big hearing tomorrow in the case against the man accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students. Take a look, folks. It's a motion to remove cameras tomorrow. That's what is at stake. And here is the allegation. The press, I guess they mean us, have failed to obey the court's directive not to exclusively photograph and record the accused killer to the exclusion of all else, jeopardizing his ability to undergo fair judicial proceedings free of undue prejudice and juror bias. As such, cameras must be expelled from the courtroom for the duration of the accused killer's case, including pretrial hearings as well as the trial itself. I have a lot to say about this. I'm going to hold my breath for now because the hearing is tomorrow. I don't want to prejudice anything, but maybe I do. For those of you who don't know about this accused killer, here's a little more about the man who doesn't want the world to see his face.
You read the affidavit and you just find out that nobody understands exactly why, but he was stalking them, he was hunting them.
The maximum penalty for that offense, if you plead guilty or are found guilty, is up to death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
This was probably a person that blends into the background.
Yeah, where I'm from Pennsylvania, we actually don't have like crosswalks.
His neighbors and people who know him superficially would probably never guess that he had any violent tendencies.
It's disgusting to think about someone that you used to hang out with all the time could do something like this.
Are you waiving your right to a speedy preliminary hearing?
Yes.
If you got to know him well, you would see layers of things that were a bit off or different.
What I do know is that Bryan did have anger issues.
You could tell there was some off about him. Very quiet, calculated about what he says. Actually very similar to how he walked into court, no different.
I'm just curious about the law. I don't mean to...
Oh, no, yeah, I can find it for you. Yeah.
Everything that I've read about Bryan Kohberger would fit the type of person that we would expect for doing a crime like this.
Okay, take a look, folks. Hearing tomorrow to ban cameras, and then there's a hearing on the motion to dismiss on September 22nd. Let's bring back in our think tank Jack Rice, Fallon Stokes, Josh Schiffer with us. This is an interesting argument. I've never heard this one before, but basically the defense is arguing that his face is prejudicial. That's what they're arguing. If the camera shows his face, you're prejudicing him. He's not, I mean, yeah. Right? That's the argument.
I can't see that argument.
Yeah, nothing's going to hold up. Let's face it. What this is about is making sure he gets due process. The problem is this is the argument that's been made across the country. And it was always made saying, ooh, if you bring in cameras, people are going to start flipping out and not give him a fair trial. Well, the problem is this has happened. Oh, well, this is the arguments that are made in Minnesota. These were arguments made in other states across the country that denied cameras for a lot of years. Heck, even the U.S. Supreme Court has said, we're not letting tapes, we're not letting cameras in.
Oh, don't get me started on Roberts.
I'm just saying.
Started on Roberts.
I'm sorry, did I overstep a line? No. Damn.
It's, to me as a Georgian and American, we have a really transparent legal culture here. We know who does what to when and where. There's no hiding because that's how we keep everyone accountable. It's not just the defendants, it's the cops, it's the judges. Unfortunately, lots of people break the law all the time, including people we trust, and without transparency and integrity, the community can't.
I think we're tainting the jury pool right now. We're tainting the jurors.
I'm showing this photo.
Which is more prejudicial, using the photo we have of him in his orange jumpsuit or him in a courtroom with his lawyers making arguments? Let me ask you this, though. Why is it, like in every single high-profile case, when it rolls into a place that never had one before, and now we've had 2 in a row in Idaho, right? I've been at Court TV for years. I can't remember ever having a case there. All of a sudden, you know, they get 2 high-profile cases. They don't think that defendants can get a fair trial if anyone knows about the case or if they see what happens inside the courtroom. Do you remember there was a guy, he played football. Won the Heisman Trophy, played for the Buffalo Bills, was accused of double murder.
He's the glove guy, right?
Yeah.
Is this some glove guy?
Did he get a fair trial? Was there a lot of pretrial publicity on that one?
Oh, wait a second. I think I can get almost close to that coming from Minneapolis, St. Paul. How's that Derek Chauvin, George Floyd thing going for?
Well, he got a fair trial, but he was convicted. The other guy got a fair trial. He wasn't convicted.
Right.
It doesn't come down to that. It's like, why don't judges and lawyers trust their juries? Why don't they trust themselves to do, what's it called? How do you say it? Is it voir dire? Or do we call it voir dire? How do we say it?
Pettit versus Petit.
But wait, don't lawyers have an opportunity to question all prospective jurors to make sure they can be fair and impartial?
You do, and that's what the voir dire process is all about. You know, you select the juries, a fair panel.
It's almost as if we have
peers.
something built in the system for high-profile cases.
But this is not going to taint a jury just having TV cameras.
Did the Fatty Arbuckle jury get tainted? No, they didn't.
Exactly.
He was found not guilty.
He was acquitted. And here's the, find me a case where pretrial publicity specifically affected in a dispositive or determinative way the result. I can't think of one. There are lots of cases with lots of pretrial publicity, and the mob gets frothed up, but jurors are special.
do their job.
They do their job.
And we think about why we use cameras anyway, right? We think about vest cams, and we think about squad cams, and we think about all the things that we do to police officers because we want to see transparency. We want to make sure that they're actually acting in the way that they claim they're acting. And in fact, because of those, we've actually found circumstances, Derek Chauvin, where those cameras are the very things that prove that they're bad cops.
Sure.
Great. If we have that there, shouldn't we do that to make sure judges are doing the same thing? Prosecutors, defense attorneys, everybody
And it stops
else in
the
room.
conspiracy theories.
It stops the conspiracy. And I'll tell you, we had a judge here in Georgia that's no longer a judge because everybody found the video of them talking judge to prosecutor off the bench, making very untoward statements involving a defendant. And everybody that's ever practiced criminal law knows that happens every single day behind closed doors, in the meetings and all that. But
I never did it. I was a prosecutor. I never did that.
Of course not.
Never
no
did
one
that.
would cast those aspersions.
You were
at
that guy?
I was that
I was
guy.
wondering who that guy was.
All right.